Eyewitness News learns an Evansville man convicted of murder and rape who once faced the death penalty is walking free. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Brad Bergen.
And I'm Shelley Kirk. Thomas Shiro was originally sentenced to death for the 1981 murder of Laura Jane Lubehusen. But in January of this year, Shiro was released from prison. Eyewitness News' Cody Bailey joins us now with the story. Cody.
Brad, Shelley, it was one of the most high-profile murders in Evansville's history. On February 5th, 1981, 28-year-old Laura Lubehusen was found dead in her home, strangled and sexually assaulted by then 20-year-old Thomas Shiro. Shiro was an inmate of a halfway house in Laura Lubehusen's neighborhood. Shiro got into her home after he told her he was having car trouble and needing assistance. The interaction eventually turned violent. According to police, Shiro raped Lubehusen several times before striking her in the head and strangling her. Later, he sexually abused the corpse. Following the murder in February, Shiro was sentenced to death in October of 1981. That sentence was overturned in August of 1996. The Supreme Court determined the sentencing judge overstepped his bounds by going against the jury's recommendation the death penalty should not be imposed. Shiro's sentence was changed to 60 years in prison. John Schaefer, who now works for the Warwick County Prosecutor's Office, defended Shiro in 2021, unrelated to the murder case.
He had this 3-year sentence that was going to have to be served somewhere. And since the murder and the rape occurred before he was at work release, but he wasn't prosecuted for those until after he was at work release. So that sentence couldn't be revoked.
According to the Indiana Department of Correction, Shiro was released on January 7th of 2023, entering a 1-year supervised parole program. The DOC also confirming Shiro now lives on his own in Vanderburgh County. There's no word on where he lives.
In a normal case where you prosecute the guy, he gets sentenced, he gets a specific sentence, 60 years, let's say, and he's coming up, getting ready to be released. I think, okay, you don't really have a valid point to come in and say, well, yeah, he got 60 years, but it was really a terrible crime, so he shouldn't be released. That's the due process argument. But I think in this situation, it's a little different. I can see the other side because they expected this guy's going to be getting the death penalty. Therefore, he's never going to be released.
If there are no violations, Shiro's supervised parole will end in January of 2024. And we did reach out to several people who were associated with this case. They declined to comment, including one individual who fears for their safety, saying they believe Shiro has not changed, and going as far to say they expect something bad to happen now that he is released.